Right. So I think you can hear me clearly. Can you please confirm whether you can hear me clearly or not? Right. Right. Thank you very much. Okay, let's begin. So this is your fifth chapter of your grade 11 book, right? So which we call the web development or like web designing using multimedia. All right. So before we go into the web designing, we need to know what is a web and what are the web applications are. Now, this is not a very new topic for you because we all are now using the web for a very big amount of time, right? And we have a lot of experience regarding the web, right? So, like 5 to 6 years back, it was a little bit alien for you guys. Not for you actually, the people who were learning the web designing on those days. But now it is not a alien thing to introduce. You know what the web is, right? So basically what we are going to do this through this lesson is to create a website, right? So to create a website, we need to create web pages first, right? So you may have this idea about the website and a web page, right? Let me share the screen and I'll show you some websites. Uh, right. So this is my website, which may you have visit already, right? So starlabs.lk. So like I keep this to do the updations. Right, people. The session got disconnected due to some connection error, so I'll brief it again. Right. So what we are trying to do here is we are going to discuss about the website, and website is consist of many different web pages, right? So web pages, later you get to know, is made out of a markup language called HTML, right? So this is my website which I have made to my institute, right? So here I am, through this I'm giving some updates and the connection to the LMS as well, right? So So here, this is a one particular web page, and the GIT is for the A-level student. This is another particular web page. So likewise, the LMS, you may have experienced it through this, or maybe by visiting the very same link that I have sent to you, right? And I'm maintaining a gallery in this tab, right? So which is a separate web page, right? So likewise, we can have web pages to create a website. So these web pages together uh, form a website for you to refer, right? So each and every website is on this basic uh, structure, right? So where you can find web pages, collection of web pages will become a website, and collection of websites will become www, which means the World Wide Web, right? So it's better you have the idea about that. Collection of web pages create website, collection of websites create www, which is the what the highest number of, or like the most frequent service that the world is getting from the internet. And be sure to know www and internet are two different things, like not actually two different things. www is one of the service of the internet. Internet වල තියෙන එක service එකක් විතරයි www කියන්නේ, right? World Wide Web කියන්නේ. There are many different services like email service, like we are using the Gmail, Yahoo, and all these things. So Gmail, Yahoo are like again the websites, but sending those emails from one place to another is a different service, right? And I think you may have the experience with the Google Drive, right? So let me show you the Google Drive as well. So when you are logging into your Gmail account, you are given the given this 9 bullet icon right over here, right? So once you click it, you can access many different free services which is given by the Google. So Drive is one of them. This is kind of a cloud storage, right? And inside this cloud storage, you can keep many different files and folders inside it, right? So this is a different service which we call the file transfer protocol, or like the FTP, right? So it is a different service from the internet. So likewise, www is a one specific and most frequently used service of the internet, right? So it's better you refer to your textbooks as well, right? So in your textbook, they're saying about the web applications. So in web applications, there are different kinds of websites, or the web applications are introduced to you. The first one is the information and communication, like the information communication place, where the sites are maintaining to give the information to the users. So like my website, I'm giving information through that website. And the most frequent information like information spreading website is Wikipedia, right? So if you search the Wikipedia, right? So it is www.wikipedia.org, right? So once you visit to that wikipedia.org, you can see there are many different languages for you to search, right? And you can select one of the language, and then after you are given the search bar in here. So using this, you can search any component or any keyword like a search engine. So it will give you the articles regarding the keyword. So now I have search the Wikipedia using the school keyword. So it is giving me one brief idea, or like the one brief web page regarding the schools and the history of those, and all these things are there, right? So like this is regarding the information, right? So now like when you are asked to do a lot of assignments and all these things, a lot of people are having this practice of visiting the Wikipedia and copying things out and paste it on your assignment, which is not a very good thing. But you can refer that. You can refer and you can take the specific points from it, and you can create your own work using this, right? So that is regarding the information and communication. And the second type is the e-commerce. The most popular one in the world, the e-commerce sites, is the eBay, right? So eBay is a place where it allows people to come and advertise their product to be sold, and then there are other peoples or other consumers who visit that place and can purchase whatever the things being advertised, right? And it has many different categories as well, right? So like these are the last things that I have searched inside the eBay. So here it is being categorized like electronics, fashions, health and beauty, motors, right? Collectibles, sports, and there are many different things, right? So we are doing a commerce transaction, which means the buying and selling uh, transaction through this site. So to do that, you should have a electronic payment method, right? Okay, people, just give me a second. I need to plug this to the power. Right. So yeah, that's about the e-commerce websites, right? Where you can do the commerce transaction through a website. So then the entertainment websites, I think you don't need to introduce regarding the entertainment inside the internet, right? So YouTube is the most popular place, and nowadays there is something called Netflix as well, right? So likewise, you can have many different things like regarding videos. It's YouTube and Netflix. If you are thinking about sports, there are websites like Cricinfo, right? Where it gives you the details about the cricket, right? So and there are many different uh, websites where you can visit and see the updates regarding the sports. If you need cricket, you can go for Cricinfo. If you need football, there are different sites for that, right? So likewise, you can go and have the updations regarding the sports and the entertainment and all these things. All right. So the next one, the next category is advertising. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so now advertising in the sense like even in eBay, uh, we have done the advertising part as well, right? And uh, there are particular sites where you can do the advertising, but you are not doing the e-commerce transactions through it. That's what you call the advertised site. So when it comes to the advertised site, you can't do the transaction through the website, but just you can do your advertisement. You can post your advertisement in there, all right? So there are many different websites regarding like that. Like when you are receiving the advertisement page from a newspaper, likewise, you can have the websites for you to do the advertisement and all these things, right? Let's surf one thing they have given on the examples like OnClicks and .net. So, right, so this is OnClicks and .net. Hold on. Oh, there should be a yes. Right, let's see whether it's getting loaded. Oh, some problem happens. Okay, let me check the other one as well at cash.com. Ah, yes, so it is there. Right, so add cash for publishers, add cash for advertisers, and you can place your advertisement right over here, right, and get to know about the get the world to know about your product or your service which is being done. But it is not these sites are not doing the transaction through the website, right? So it is just an advertisement website, right? Now if you take ikman.lk in Sri Lanka, it also having the features in the similar way, right? So like ikman.lk, right? And there is another website called Top Jobs where you are having the advertisement about the job opportunities. Like, so they are just advertising it. We are not doing the e-commerce transaction through this. Okay, people, is it clear so far? Just give me a confirmation. Yes, people. Right, right. Okay. Thank you very much, people. All right. So then the next one is the show, the news websites. So like the most popular news website is the BBC, right? So like BBC is there to spread the news all over the world, right? So and when it comes to the local channels of Sri Lanka, so every different TV channel and the radio channels are maintaining their own website by keeping the first motive as spreading the news, right? Now, if you take rupahari.lk, right? So you can see the latest news. Rupavahini is missing. Right, you can see the latest news, which is regarding the island. Oh, what is this? Oh, let me do the Google search regarding this. Ah, yeah, it was my mistake. I was referring Dublin. right? So like this is the national Rupahani telecast. So basically it is giving the programs which is given from it, and the news, right, political discussions, right, and programs and all these things, right? So likewise there are things which gives you the news through the websites, right? And the social media, which I do not need to introduce to you neither. There are different kinds of social media, so like Facebook, like Instagram, right, like Twitter, right? So you know about all these things. And why social media websites are there, like to give the feeling for the people who are not who are living like separate in a geographical area, but still to do the catching with each other, right? That is the motive of the social media, like creating a virtual community. දැන් අපි ඉන්න තැනට අපි කියනවානේ community එක කියලා, සමාජය කියලා. So this is social media will create a virtual community, right? අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා අතත්්‍ය සමාජයක් කියලා, right? But which is not exist in the real world, but by connecting every one all around the world, so we create a virtual community, so we can exchange our attitudes, opinions, like messages, like the places we visit. We can do a lot of things using the social media, right? And even in the social media, like there are kinds of social media. Like when you come to the Facebook, Instagram, and all these things, it is about the general life of a person, right? So they even they are like posting things when you are ready to eat, right? කන්නත් ලං වෙලා නේද? Photos දානවනේ නේද Facebook එකේ, so everything is there. So when it comes to the LinkedIn, the social media, so LinkedIn social media is regarding the professional dealings, kind of a social media. So like if you visit to linkedin.lk, there are like professionals like teachers, engineers, doctors, and all these things, and sharing their professional stuff, right? Like a new lesson, like a new invention, right? Like a promotion kind of things. So it is not a place where you share general things on your life, right? That doesn't mean LinkedIn cannot have the general things in our life. The practice that they are having inside it is to share the professional works in between the members inside that social media, right? And search engine, this is a search engine that you can see, right, which is the most popular search engine in the world, which is the Google, right? ඒක කොච්චර popular ද කියනවනම් දැනට අවුරුදු 10කට 15කට කලින් මනරසේකර ඩික්ෂනරි එකට, world dictionaries වලට වචනයක් පවා වැටුණා googling කියලා, right? So like there's a separate word now called googling. So if you look for the meaning of that, so it says searching something using Google. So that's what you call Googling, right? So okay, ඒ තරමටම popular. So like likewise, there are many different search engines. Like Yahoo is there, right? So you can do the searching through here, right? And there is something called Bing, right? It is again a search engine which is for the Microsoft communities. They use this very much, right? So like likewise, there are many different search engines. Now search engines are there for what? To search things like where we don't have the correct web address regarding something, right? So ඔයාට schools ගැන හොයාගන්න ඕනේ නම්, එමත් ඔයාට හිතන්නකො සුරතල් සත්තු ගැන හොයාගන්න ඕන නම්, cats ලා ගැන හොයාගන්න අවශ්‍ය නම්, so you don't know a specific website to visit. So what you can do is you can open a search engine and you can just press cat, right? So like when you press cat, it will gives you the links from all around the world wide web to deal with, right? So through this you can visit these websites and see which kind of information that you need, right? Okay, so that is regarding the search engine. So just excuse me for a moment, people. Okay, ලෙඩ වෙලා හින්දා ටිකක් excuse ගන්න වෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ, right? And search engines නැති වෙන්න, like if we did not have any search engines, that will be a huge problem for us, because we need to remember the exact web addresses of the web pages, right? Which will be a very hard thing to do, right? අපිට ගොඩාක් කියන්නේ අද ලෝකෙ ගත්තොත් which is not a possible. We only will be able to remember some of the website, or we have to maintain a website directory, like the telephone directory, right? But search engine is given the facility for us to search whatever the things we need using a keyword, right? The very final one is the personal websites. So personal website is regarding the individuals, like the celebrities, like the presidents, like the politicians, like they can maintain their own website to publish the things that they have done, right? So we can get informed. In most of the cases, like if you take musicians, they produce their new music videos in the YouTube as well as in their individual website simultaneously, right? එතකොට YouTube දාන්න පුරුදු වෙලා තියෙනවා, මොකද ඒක තමයි most popular place to put these entertainment things. But in the very same way, they are using their personal websites to publish their workings as well. Right. So people, is it clear so far? So we can't go for the coding without discussing these things, right? So this will take little time, right? Okay, let me have the feedback whether it is okay for you, right? Okay. Right. So the next part is the web user group, right? So now there are many different types of users who are like accessing the websites. So these different people categories are called the web user groups, right? So now if you take specific things like if it is regarding the O-level examination, so you are going to the people who are in the or like the people who are doing the O-level examination, like you, and people who are teaching for the oral examination, like me, are visiting to that specific website. So it is a specific user group. So it is regarding the educational level, right? And you can categorize this as language and cultures. Like if you take Chinese people, they are not much using the English websites. They made the Chinese websites for their things, and they refer that continuously, right? And when it comes to the age, right, like then overall visit කරන web pages නෙවෙයි මම visit කරන්නේ, right? Like මට උවමනා වෙන information ඕගොල්ලෝ visit කරන websites වල නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So it's depend on the age, right? ඒ වගේම අපිට තව ගන්න පුළුවන් gender wise, right? Like when it comes to the males, they are like they tend to search these mechanical things, electronic things, and all these things. So they are visiting to that particular website mostly. And when it comes to the females, they like the fashionable things, right, and the wearable things, right? So they will visit to that particular things. And when it comes to the preferences, it differs from one person to another. So like if you take myself, I always prefer to refer the things which are related to science, right? So like science fictions, like so new inventions and all these things. But in your case, it maybe differs from you, right? So it's regarding the preference as well. So likewise, there are many different user groups. When you are creating a website, you should have this idea who is going to use your website. Because if you do not understand about your user group that you are going to create your website for, then the specific people or the relevant people will not get catch up with that website when you have created it, right? So you should have that idea about the user group as well. So like you can excuse me, you can have this the idea of the user group by doing some study regarding the target users, or like doing some analytics regarding the websites, right? So there are many different ways you can do a questionnaire regarding this, right? So likewise, you are going to have that idea. Then the example which is shown in your textbook, they are talking about this web portal regarding the Sri Lanka. So that particular web portal is given the access with 3 different languages, right? So when they are making that website, they have understood this can be referred by any of the Sri Lankans. So there may be people who like to refer it from Sinhala. There will be people who like to refer it from Tamil, right? There will be people who like to refer it from English. So they have made that possible when you are referring to this website. So likewise, now if you take e-Taksanawa as a example, so e-Taksanawa is also is giving you the ability to use their website in 3 different languages, right? So now, if you say e-Taksanawa, basically it's loading the English version, and later we can change it to the Tamil if we need, right? And you can refer it from Sinhala as well, right? So the reason why there are many different students with many different language abilities are referring to this website, right? So likewise, so you have to think, right? එහෙම නැති වුණා නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? The specifically the Tamil referring students will not be able to have this facility, right? So one of my user groups are missing, right? So that's why you have to concentrate about your user groups as well. All right. And when it comes to a website, there are several different contents inside it, right? So as it's shown in your page number 128, there can be things like it, but remember, not each and every website is going to have the same facilities inside it. It may vary, but there will be some common stuff like the search bar. It is common for the websites, and the language changing. It is not very much common, but the people who are requiring it will be there. And the social media links, nowadays a lot of websites are having that link, so you can straight away share that website to the social media. And basically what we can find is the text, images, and videos. Those are the obvious content inside a website, right? So other than that, the copyright statement will be there, and navigation between web pages. So like when it comes to the navigation, we can use these menu kind of things to do the navigation, right? Now, if I need to visit to the e-Pustakale, I just click on it, right? So I'm at the e-library. So and this navigation is always shown to you. Otherwise, users will get like jumbled or fox when they visit to a website. කොතනටද යන්න කියලා හිතා ගන්න බැරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So you should have a flexible way of a facility which enables you to like go here and there on the website, right? And if you think about the copyrights here at the very bottom, it is given the copyright, right? So like it says Katu Himikama, right? That is the copyright. It is under the Information and Communication branch of the Education Ministry. And I think you know this e-Taksala website is fully maintained by the teachers, right? Not by any other company, not by the any foreign company. It's purely based on the teachers' work. ලංකාවේ ඉන්න හැම teacher කෙනෙක්ම වගේ මේකට දායක වෙලා තියෙනවා. So it is a free thing, and which is built up from the teachers. Even myself, I have contributed some things to this website. So it is it's a good thing and a very proud thing to say, right? So we are giving something new online, like in the pandemic situation. This was very useful for the people, right? Okay, so in page number 128, it's again talking about the web contents, which I'm not going to go through again and again, right? And yeah, let me have this have your concentration regarding these categories. But the text is there, images are there, sounds, videos, you know about those things, animations as well, copyrighted information about updates, we saw it. And there is something called hyperlink. Now, this hyperlink is a very important link when it comes to the website, because when we are moving here and there on the website, now these are the things which we are called hyperlinks, right? එතන මේ හැම වචනයක්ම link එකක් විදිහට වැඩ කරන්නේ. So once you click on it, it will take you to a place which is related to that link, right? So hyperlink is a very critical item when it comes to the web pages. And there will be advertisement as well. But now when you take Idaxalava, you won't be seeing any advertisement. As well as if you take my website, you won't be seeing any advertisement inside it. But there are web pages or like the websites which shows you the advertisement, right? The obvious reason or the most frequent reason is the people are like earning money from those advertisements. Then Google එකේ තියෙනවා Google Ads කියලා facility එකක්, right? So what they are doing is they will give you the advertisement, and for making available that advertisement on your website, they will pay for you. But it's regarding the clicks that it gets, right? දාන පළවෙනි දවසේ ඉඳලම pay කරන්න. When it comes to the certain amount of clicks, so you will be get paid. So it is a one way of earning money. But again, when it comes to the advertisement, it's a little bit disturbing us, because you are having a lot of pop-ups when you are referring to a website, right? Search facility, we did talk about those things, and facility to download and software required to the websites. Like සමහර වෙලාවට අපි website එකට ගියාම we are asked to download the Flash plugin, නැත්නම් animation එක play කරන්න බෑ කියලා කියනවා. Right, සමහර websites වලට ගියාම කියනවා it's better you download the font regarding the website, otherwise you can't read it. So likewise, එතකොට එහෙම requirement එකක් තියෙනවා නම් website වල, it is available for you to do the things. Right, excuse me for a moment. Good morning. Are you feeling well? Sudah feeling? Oh. Okay. Right, people, sorry for the disturbance. So yeah, those kind of things will be there. And regarding the content management, that content management means, now these are the contents inside the website, right? Like these logos, buttons, the search bar, right? And all these things are called contents. Now, when it comes to the content management, there are several different softwares where we can do the content management. To create the Ethaxalava, we use the content management system called Moodle, right? And the Joomla, right? So Moodle is much into a LMS, learning management system, and Joomla is the content management system. Like when we are using those kind of content management system, we don't need to code for everything to create in our website. We are given the facility to design it. අපි Word document එකක පින්තූර දාලා arrange කරනවා වගේ, content management system will allow you to do that designing on that content management system software. So it will write the HTML coding on behalf of us, right? එහෙම කියලා you can't do everything using the CMS. You should have knowledge about the HTML, which is why we are learning it from a notepad or like the hard coding technique before we move into the content management systems, right? So like when it comes to a content management system, it will facilitate you and it will save you the time for other decoration purposes on your website other than coding, right? Okay, so the classification based on sitemap. So like you can see a sitemap on page number 129. So like each and every website is having this page called the home page, right? හැමෝටම ඒ කියන්නේ හැම කෙනාටම හැම වෙබ්සයිට් එකකටම home page එකක් තියෙනවා, right? When you comes to the e-taxalawa, this is going to be your home page, right? Which is getting loaded, right? So if you think about my website, so the very first page that you got to see is called the home page, right? So the සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි web address එකක් type කරාම එහෙම නැත්නම් Google එකේ search කරලා web address එකක් ගත්තාම once we click on that web address, we are moving into the home page of that particular website. එතකොට from there onwards or else from through that home page, you are given the ability to connect with the other web pages inside your website, right? So like if you take e-taxalawa, this is the first page, and through these links you are given the ability to connect with other web pages as well, right? Then samahara websites තියෙනවා without visiting to the home page, you won't be able to go to the other pages, right? But if you take e-taxalawa as a example, you can visit to any different tab, and still you are given the ability to connect with the home page. Like if you do not have that facility, you can use this arrow icon to move here and there of the web page, right? And they have talked about this menu as well. So when it comes to a menu, we call this is the main menu, which consists of a lot of links, hyperlinks inside it. And the items which is under that particular menu is called the submenus, right? Submenu එකක් කියලා අපි කියනවා. So like this is one of the way that you are given the facility to move here and there on the website, right? And when it comes to the web page, you have to present information in brief, right? දැන් අපි මෙතන අකුරු ගොඩාක් තිබ්බනම් we will not be able to, like, we will not like to refer to that web page නේද? මේක මේ විදිහට animations තියෙන නිසා, icons දාලා තියෙන නිසා, so we tend to move here and there on the website and see what are the things that we have, right? And you can have these numbered lists or the bullet list inside it, and we are going to use that as well when we are doing the coding, right? And the navigation, again, they are talking about this menu, so you can navigate here and there through the website. So they have given you a picture regarding the navigation as well. So like go through, it is the same stuff that we talked about using the e-taxalawa website, right? And as per the very last thing, you should have you should update your website when you are maintaining it properly. If you are not updating it, user will feel it is the very same way or the very same content inside it. So no point of visiting it because it is not getting updated, right? So it's a must when you are handling a website to update, right? Okay, so we are at the very end of this theory part, right? By a page or two, we are going to code the things, right? Okay, people, so is it clear so far? Let me have the confirmation. Right, okay, thank you. All right, people, so next one is the layout. So now layout earlier, like 5 to 10 years back, the layout was not a very big problem for a website because we didn't had these mobile devices which can access the web. If you think about like 10 to 15 years back, right? Internet තියෙන phones ආවත් what they can see is the smaller version of this browser in their website, in their phone or device, right? So it was pretty annoying. හේතුව තමයි දැන් මේ වෙබ්සයිට් එක අපි ෆෝන් එකක් ඇතුළට මේ විදිහටම දැම්මොත් what's going to happen is මේ තියෙන fonts ටික පොඩි වෙලා නේද අපිට menu එක පැහැදිලිව කියවා ගන්න බැරි වෙලා ඔය වගේ ප්‍රශ්න එනවා, right? So uh, to avoid from that, to prevent that thing, later they have introduced something called mobile responsive websites, right? So nowadays, like whatever the website that you are going to experience newly is going to be on mobile responsive manner, right? Now, I'll show you some templates as well. Even in your textbook, they have given you a mobile responsive website as a picture. So in many different websites, its appearance is changed, right? So like, let me give you some other things as well, right? So yes, now if you refer to this this particular image, so this is a mobile responsive websites. So in the desktop, it appears in a different way. In the tab, it appears in the different manner, and when it comes to the phone, it's again another different manner. All right. So likewise, it will change its appearance regarding the device, right? So and you won't be cutting down any like website will not be cutting down any facilities inside it. All the contents will be there, but the appearance is the change, or like the is the difference when it comes to the mobile responsive templates or like the website. And again, then make a copy create කරනකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට there are a lot of templates in the internet where we can download those templates. Templates කියලා කියන්නේ predefined format එකක් ඔය websites හදපු. So we can download a mobile responsive template and we can change according to our requirement, right? So we really don't need to bother about making that website a mobile responsive one. Once it is getting downloaded, it's already a mobile responsive template. So that facility is given to you automatically, right? So it is very important because nowadays we are not much use the desktop and the laptop to surf internet, right? It's the mobile devices now we are using, right? So that trend should be there when you are creating a new website, right? Okay, and now in page number 133 is having a very important facts regarding a website, which is the selecting media resources for a website. Then website එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ you need an internet connection to access that. So you know that internet connection depends, or like the website or the user friendliness depends on the loading speed regarding the website, right? අපේ phone එකේ phone website එකක් load වෙන්න වෙලා යනවා නම් are you a doctor? Okay, so go and have the treatment with your mom, right? Okay, sorry people. So දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ contents තෝරගන්නකොට ඒක load වෙන්න වෙලා යනවා. It's going to be a problem for the users. They don't like to be waited on a web page. Now we are experiencing that thing when we are accessing the YouTube with a poor connection. That will take time to load the video, right? And we are impatient for that, right? So what you have to do is when you are putting contents on your website, you should make those content in a lightweight manner. Lightweight manner එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ it should be in lower capacity manners. Capacity එක අඩු වෙන්න ඕනේ. And again, like making the lower capacity will make your resources less quality. So you have to balance that thing. Quality එක drop කරගන්නෙත් නැතුව, capacity එකත් ගොඩාක් අඩු කරගන්න නැතුව, you have to maintain it, right? So basically when it comes to the size of the pictures, right? Video files, audio files, you have to consider about those things. So you can use a graphic software like GIMP, and you can produce some quality images which is suitable for a web. Now in a lot of graphic editing softwares, they are given the facility to export your image like related to a web page or like related to web, right? Web එකට ගැලපෙන විදිහටම image එක import කරන්න දෙනවා. So by their self, by the software, they maintain the quality and the size, right? When it comes to the video frame, again, reducing frame sizes, reducing resolutions, right? So now we know about these things, right? We have done the little animation regarding the videos, ne? So like now those frames අපි අර movie maker කරනකොට නේද අපි පාවිච්චි කරපු frames pictures කීපයක් පාවිච්චි කරා, then we used a video, right? So there will be the video is going to divide into similar size of frames, right? ඒ විතර තමයි යා පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. So frames frame rate එක කියලා කියන්නේ තප්පරයකට play වෙන frames ගන්න. අපි අර pictures wise අරගත්තොත් තප්පරයකට play වෙන pictures ගන්න. ඒක අඩු වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ capacity අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ. But you can't reduce that frame rate only by considering lowering the capacity, right? So you have to think about the video quality, the presentation, and all these things, right? Even for an audio file, it goes with the same rate, right? And this is the second point is a very important one: use of media resources adhering copyrights. දැන් ගොඩක් කට්ටිය පුරුදු වෙලා තිනවා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ දේවල් කොපි කරලා ඒවා තමන්ගේ විදිහට ප්‍රොඩියුස් කරන්න, which will raise you the copyright issues, right? මොකද copyright කියලා කියන්නේ එක පුද්ගලයෙකුට තියෙන අයිතිය තහවුරු කරන විදිහක්, right? So if you using that particular resource, maybe an image, maybe a song, maybe a text, right? Still, they can raise copyright issues regarding you, and they can take legal actions as well. So what is the best thing that you can do is you can refer to those copyright creations, and you have to create your own creation by referring to those things. එතකොට ඒක original creation එකක් වෙනවා ඔයාගේ. But in case if you actually need to use those resources, you better indicate the reference. මම මේක කොහෙන්ද ගත්තේ කියන ඔයාගේ website එකේ refer කරා නම් හරි. So it won't arise you any copyright issues, right? දැන් අපි YouTube එකට වීඩියෝ එකක් ප්‍රොඩියුස් කරන්න ගියොත් අපි උදාහරණයක් විදිහට හිතන්නකෝ ඉංග්ලිෂ් සෝං එකකට සිංහල මෙලඩි එක මික්ස් කරලා ඉවර වෙලා අපි වීඩියෝ එකක් හැදුවා කියලා. So once you are going to upload that video to YouTube, it will check and say there is an original content regarding this. You have to share this on on non-profit aspect, or else you can't share the things like this, right? එතකොට එක්ක එක අපි ලාභ ලබා ගැනීමේ නොමැති අරමුණකින්, right? ලාභ නොලබා ගැනීමේ අරමුණකින් එයාව share කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ අහනවා මේක මොකටද ඔයා share කරන්නේ? මුදල් අය කරගන්නද, freely available කරන්නද, education content එකක් විදිහටද, right? ඒ වගේ කියලා. So you have to give the specific category. So if you are using any copyright things, so we can use that for education purpose or like non-profit projects. But if you are going to earn something through this, they will arise you the copyright issues, and they won't let you share that content on your web page of the YouTube, right? So that is what you are saying regarding the media resources adhering the copyrights. Right. So hereafter we are going to go for the coding. Right? Okay. So people, is it clear so far? Right. Okay. Right. Now, when you are going to create a web page, you need something called HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, to create your website. We briefly we say, in short form, we say HTML. So now, to create an HTML source code එක කියලා කියන්නේ අපි create කරන, අපි type කරන code එකට. So to create such a source code, we need a text editor, right? Text editor කියලා කෙනෙක් කිව්වම අපිට type කරන්න පුළුවන් ඕනම software එකක් අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් text editor කෙනෙක් විදිහට. So the most basic text editor in your computer regarding the Windows operating system is the Notepad, right? අපි notepad එක තමයි අපේ practical වලට අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. But there are many different text editors in your computer. Word is one of the text editors, right? And there is something called WordPad. It is again a text editor. And there are different kinds of softwares like Notepad++, right? And there are something called NetBlocks or something, right? So like there are many different text editors that you can find. So, however, the requirement is you have to find a text editor. Then to create a web page, first you have to code it. Then you have to save it with the extension of HTML. Right? දැන් ඕක save කරගන්නකොට මම save කරන වෙලාවෙදි පෙන්නන්නම් අපි හරියට ඒක save කරගන්න ඕන. So if you haven't saved it as HTML file, you won't be able to see the preview through your browser. Right? Now the application that is there in your computer to execute the HTML codes is your browser, right? So you can have the Chrome browser, Firefox browser, Safari, Internet Explorer, and any kind of browser to preview your web page, right? Okay, so I have chosen Notepad to create my website, actually the web page. Now, when it comes to the HTML document, now this HTML document, I told you it is not a programming language, right? අපි Pascal වල කරා වගේ අපිට බෑ 1 2 එකතු කරන්න දීලා උත්තරේ 3යි කියලා ගන්න HTML වලින්, right? We are given a certain types of tags or elements to build up this website. එතකොට tags එහෙම නැත්නම් elements පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි අපි මේ website එක build කරන්නේ. So those tags are predefined, already create කරලා තියෙනවා. So and only thing that we can do is we can use those tags, right? ඒක හරියට අර අපිට building blocks අරගත්තම block එක already created නේ. So using those blocks and mixing our creativity into it, we can create several different models, right? But අපිට block එකක විදිහ වෙනස් කරගන්න බැහැ, right? Okay, so in a web page there are two separate sections when it comes to a web page or a HTML source code. So the tags or the elements are created, or like let me increase the font size because some may refer this from the from your mobile devices as well. So let me have the 28 size for this. Right? Okay, I think it is clear for you. If it is not clear at your place, just let me know, right? I think it is clear with you with the 28 size, right? So to define a tag, right, or an element, we need these angle brackets, right? When it comes to the tag, in most of the tags in the HTML, like more than 95%, these tags consist a couple. May tags end a couple which indicates the starting point and the ending point. So whatever the thing we are writing in between those tags, right? අපිට පුළුවන් tag එකට නමක් තියෙනවා, right? We have to write that name in between these angle brackets, and the same name going to be there in the ending tag followed by a backslash, right? Whatever the thing that we are writing inside this, right, will get affected by these tags effects, right? මෙයාගෙන් දෙන්න ඕන effect එක මේ මැද ඉන්න කෙනාට තමයි එයා apply කරන්නේ. නැත්නම් start tag එකයි end tag එකයි අතර වෙන්නේ, right? Okay, so as I told you before, there are tags for us to make the HTML page. The very main tag is called the HTML. This HTML tag defines that you are going to create an HTML document. So in between these two tags, we are going to write our code, right? So you can see this is the web browser's page, which limits from the HTML tags. සම්පූර්ණ web browser එකම පෙන්නන්නේ HTML tag දෙක අතර මැද්ද depend වෙනවා. So inside a web page, there are two different sections which we call the head and the body, right? So for head, there is a particular tag called head, and it is having a ending tag which called the head as well, followed by a backslash, right? And for body, it is having a separate tag called body, and uh, as the ending tag of it, you have a separate tag called body, right? So likewise, so regarding an HTML document, you have two HTML starting and ending tags, and you have head section and you have body section, right? So whatever the things that you are going to see on a web page, mostly created those things inside this body section, right? Then අපේ head section එකේ අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් effect එක තමයි අපි web page එකක් ගත්තොත් මෙන්න මේ මෙතන එයාගේ පෙන්වන නමක් තියෙනවනේ, right? අන්නේ නම ඔයාට පුළුවන් edit කරන්න. දැන් මෙතන මේ මුල පිටුව ඊතක්සලාව කියලා පෙන්වන්නේ, right? So you can edit that name using the head tags, right? So for that you have to use another tag called title. ඒක අපේ මාතෘකාවනේ. So we are using title tag. So in between title tags, I'm going to say my first page, right? So this is the head section, and inside the body section, I'm just going to write some letters, right? So I'll write hello Star Labs, right? Excuse me for a moment. Yeah. Right. So we had done some simple things. We took the HTML tags, we took the head tags, and in between that, we took the title tag. And in between title tag, I pressed my first web page, and in between body tag, we had hello Starlex. So now I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it on the desktop, right? By saying home page. You can give any name you need, right? And when you are giving the extension, this is very important one. When you are before you give the extension, you better change this save as type into all files, right? Otherwise you are going to have some issues when you are saving this, right? So when you are having all files at the save as type, you can say homepage dot html, right? So you are going to see it. Let me magnify that to you, right? So like this, file name is going to be some file name with .html, and save as type is going to be all files, right? Then what you can do is you can save it, right? So once you save it, some computers will create a file with a browser icon. මගේ browser එක Chrome තමයි මම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. So මගේ browser icon එකට similar icon එකකින් තමයි මේ homepage.html කියන එක create වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Homepage. Right? Maybe some others, in some other computers, they will show you the notepad icon or some other icon. Now, if you are given with your browser icon, you can just double click this and see what is there in your web page. මේ තියෙන අපේ web page එක මෙතන my first page කියලා තියෙනවා උඩම title එක නිසා, and hello star labs කියන වචන ටික මෙතන ලියලා තියෙනවා. අපි ඒක body එකේ ලියලා තියෙන නිසා, right? So let me compare it with the source code, right? So you know why this is happening, right? My first page, hello star labs, right? But in case if you are not given the web page with the browser icon, what you have to do is you have to right click on this specific page which you have saved it as a HTML file, and go to the open with, and there you are given the browsers and the text editors in your computer. So you have to select a specific browser to see the preview of your notepad, right? And again it will start the web page for you to see, right? People, is it clear? Let me have the confirmation. Great. Okay, so now here onwards, I'm going to tell you what kinds of HTML tags that we can use inside our source document, right? Okay, so you may refer to your book as well. So it introduces you some tags or the elements as well. Before the tags, it shows you how to save it, and it shows you something called like the text editor, or like some different text editor, right? Its name is Coffee Cup, right? In page number 136, they use a text editor called Coffee. And when it comes to the Coffee Cup, අපිට අර HTML type කරනවා වගේ හැම එකම type කරලා පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Once you take a new file, those HTML tags, head sections, body sections are already given to you, right? So what we have to do is we have to edit in between those two tags, right? If you need to do anything to head, so you edit in between. If you want to do anything for body, you are going to edit in between, right? So for the moment, we are going to use the notepad where we need to type each and every code or each and every element inside it. Okay, so the basic structure they have given, we discuss about this. It is in the page number 137. So I'm moving forward to give you the features of the HTML. So inside a web page, you can have an element called P, which stands for the paragraph, right? So inside this body, you have a P tag where it's going to have an N tag as well, right? And whatever the things that you are going to write inside is, right, is going to format as a paragraph, right? And I'm going to say hello world under one paragraph, and I'm going to say, I'm going to take another paragraph, and oh, I miss a D here, and I'm going to say hello, how are you in here, right? So you have two separate paragraphs and just a word inside your body now, right? So I'm going to save this to see the difference which is done in the notepad. We have to save that notepad. That means you don't need to do the very first scenarios again and again. You only have to save it once as into the HTML code. Then you can save it using Control S or by just going to the file and save. It will just get saved. You won't be given any windows to choose the location, right? Because we have originally saved it on that place. So I have saved this. So to apply that changes into my web page, I have to refresh this. So like this is the refresh icon on the web page, or else you can right click and there is something called reload on your web browsers, or else you can choose Control R to reload your web browser. So I'm going to refresh this. See, once I refreshed it, so I'm going to have these 3 lines, and I'm going to add another line below this hello Star Labs, right? Saying what is your name, right? And I'm going to save it. So now I'm having 4 lines in my body, right? So I'm going to refresh this. Did you see what has happened? It was not taken to the below line by these 2 lines, right? On your source code. Source code එකේ මෙයා පේලි දෙකකට ලියලා තිබ්බට in your web page it's going to show you as one particular sentence. The reason is if you need to move some text component or some other component to a new line, you should use the line break tag. Line එක break කරන tag එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ. So the line break tag is going to introduce like this, BR. And there is a specialty about this tag because this doesn't have the ending tag, or this is not a couple tag, right? So it's just one single tag. Wherever the place that you are going to use it, it's going to break the line from that particular place. So now if I apply BR, right, when we are not having the closing tag, we are placing the backslash at the end of the starting tag. It is not a must, right? So you can have it without the backslash, right? මෙයාට ending එකක් නැති නිසා අර ending එකේ එන්න ඕන backslash එක නම ලියලා ඉවර වෙලා තියෙනවා. right? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් standard එක ඒක. But it's not a must, right? So now I have placed a BR tag and I'm going to save this. Then I'm going to refresh it. Okay, now you can see hello Star Labs, and the very next line, it is asking what is your name. And there is a difference between these paragraph tags and the break tag. Neither you can see empty lines at the top of the paragraph and at the bottom of the paragraph. But when you are using the BR tag, there is no any empty lines in between. It is just the very next line of your browser. So remember that difference, right? Paragraph එක පාවිච්චි කරාම උඩිනුයි යටිනුයි empty lines දෙකක් automatically add වෙනවා. BR එකක් පාවිච්චි කරාම it's just break the line. You can have the very same effect which is given from the paragraph by using another BR, like two BRs together. Right, so let me save it. Now we have two BR tags together. So I'm going to refresh this. See, so it is having a space which is similar to these places, right? Okay, so that is regarding the paragraph tag and the break tag, right? Okay, people, are you getting this clearly? Let me have the confirmation. Right, okay. All right, yes, thank you very much, everyone. So, okay, let me continue. So, as per the next tag, what they have introduced in your book is the font tag, right? So, the font tag is regarding the font, right? අපිට fonts ගැන තමයි එයා පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. Now, we have this idea regarding the font when we are doing the word processing, right? So font tag is having a starting tag and a close tag, right? So whatever the thing that you are going to write in between, so this font is going to apply for this. Now, if I just use the font tag and let me cut this what is your name and paste it in between font tags, right? And I'm going to save it. So there is a trace now in between my font tags. So I'm going to refresh this. See, no difference or nothing has happened as a difference. So font tag itself won't be able to give you any effects. So to give any effects or like do any changes to your font, we are going to use something called attributes inside the tag, right? So now attribute means the components which further describe your elements or the tag. Tag එක තව දුරටත් විස්තර කරන කට්ටිය තමයි අපි කියන්නේ attributes කියලා, right? So generally elements or the tags are described or define the HTML web page, and attributes are going to describe the element further, one specific element, right? So likewise, each and every tag can contain many different attributes, right? So as per your syllabus, we are going to use three types of attributes. So once we are writing the attributes, we have to put a space in between the tag name and the attribute, and you are going to write the attribute inside this starting tag. ඕනම tag එකක starting tag එක ඇතුළේ තමයි attribute අපි ලියන්නේ. So here you are given a attribute called face, which will help you to change the font type, right? ඒ කියන්නේ අකුරු වර්ගය වෙනස් කරගන්න ඉඩ දෙනවා face එකෙන්. එතකොට ඔයාලට තියෙන්නේ ඔතන අකුරු වර්ගයක නමක් දෙන්න. එතකොට අන්නේ අකුරු වර්ගය මේ what is your name කියන එකනට apply වෙනවා. So how we are going to give a value to a particular attribute is by pressing the equal sign, and you have to put your value in between double quotes. This is a must. Where ඕනම attribute එකක් පාවිච්චි කරොත් ඒ attribute එකට value එකක් දෙන්නේ you are going to use an equal sign and double quotes. So in between double quotes, you can say what is the value that you are going to apply for this particular attribute, right? Okay, so I'm going to copy the font which is given in your textbook. Let me see what it is. Yeah, they have used something called word now, right? It's in your page number 141. Later we are going to come to that place. So here I'm going to say word now. So like how we are going to find these different types of font names. What you can do is you can easily start a Word document, right? And take a new document, and under this particular font you are given the fonts which is installed into your computer, so you can use any of these fonts, right? අර තියෙන්නේ easily මේ අදාළ font එකක් select කරලා, right? Let's say we are going to use this Erase Bold ITC, so you can right click on it after selecting it and copy it. Then you can come to the source code of the HTML. Then you can paste it by pressing Ctrl V, right? So Erase Bold ITC is applied, right? Okay, so what I have done is I took the font tag and I am applied a face, right? So I am saving this now, and later I'm going to run it. Here I'm going to refresh it. Yes, let me see. Sometimes browsers are not supporting for all the font elements. So in this case, it didn't change. Let me change this to Word now, right? Right, and I'm saving it. And here I'm refreshing it. See? So the very last line where we use what is your name has a different font other than the first three lines, right? It has a different font, right? So likewise, you can apply a font to any particular component by using the font tag. ඒක හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න. font tag පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි font එකක් අපිට apply කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a color to this particular thing, right? So let me take my source code and I'm going to say now font face is here, and I'm going to put a space and COLOR. And now be careful when it comes to the color, it is this way that you are going to use it, not COLOUR, right? So color, in between inverted commas, I'm going to say red. So you can give any color name to that, right? So I'm saving it, right? Let me refresh it. Right, අපි මෙයාවත් full screen ගමු so we can see it clearly. Right, so I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so now you can see you are getting red on what is your name, right? So it is because of this color equal within double quotes the red value, right? And again I can change the size as well. Size equal, I'm going to give 20. So here you are going to give some value, right? It should be within inverted commas. So I'm saving it. Okay, someone is chatting with me. Let me see what is there. Yes, Himandi, BR alone, you can use BR alone, that doesn't matter. But the standard way is having a backslash at the end of the BR word, because it doesn't have a ending tag, right? But you can use it without that backslash, just BR, right? That doesn't matter. Okay, so I have changed the size into the 20, so I'm going to save it, right? And let me have the preview. Yeah, so I'm going to refresh this now. Okay, did you see that? What is your name is going to show in bigger manner, right? So it has happened due to this size inside the font tag using the size variable, right? And people, instead of giving this color, there are different ways of giving a color inside a web page. You can give the name of the color, that doesn't matter. If you can just turn your textbook into the page number 141. So there they have given you two different ways of using the colors. So in page number 141, they just give you the color names, as well as the second option, they are giving you RGB hexadecimal code. Right now, this RGB hexadecimal code means we can use a hexadecimal number. You remember the hexadecimal numbers, right? So the numbers which contains the characters in between 0 to F, right? So one particular number will indicate one specific color, so which we can't remember the colors, the hexa codes, right? But by using a hexa code, we can apply a color as well. So now, if I'm going to use the very first color, which is for black, right? I'm going to type hash 0000 and 00. Right now, these in this hex code, two numbers are vacant for the red, and other two are vacant to the green, and last two are vacant to the blue. That is why we call it RGB, red, green, blue. So red indicate by the first two numbers, green indicate by the next two numbers, and blue indicate by the last two numbers, right? So it's better you remember this color, right? Kalu paata api araganne, black is going to take when you are having all zeros to your color, right? So let me save it, right? I'm going to save this. I'm going to refresh it, so you can see it is from the black color, right? And the colors which is beneath the black are indicating how to get red, how to get green, and how to get blue. So I told you this is the these two digits are vacant for the red. So I'm making those two FF, which is the highest character of the hexadecimal, and leaving other two as zeros. So this means you are having red only, no green inside that, and no blue inside that, right? So let me save it and let me refresh this. So it becomes red. So if I change this into 00 and FF, right? So that means no red inside here, but green is there, and not blue sign. Blue color is in there. Sorry, yeah, green is there, but not blue. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to refresh it, so it becomes green, because the second two numbers are indicating green. So in the very same way, if I take last two numbers as FF, so no red, no green, but the blue is there. So let me save it, and let me refresh it. So your numbers or your letters are in blue color. So it's better you remember what is the hex code for the black, and for green, red, and blue. Right? When you have the logic inside your mind, you really don't need to remember that. Numbers දෙක දෙක ගත්තම red green blue පෙන්නනවා. ඒතකොට red ඕනුනාම එයා වැඩිම එක දානවා, අනිත් දෙන බිඳු දානවා. green ඕනුනාම එයා වැඩිම එක දානවා, අනිත් දෙන බිඳු දානවා. Right? So that is the nature. And again, it's better you remember the white color as well. So like to have white, we are going to have F values for each and everything. Right? So like red is FF, green is FF, and blue is FF. So once I save it and refresh it, you will see these letters will go on somewhere else, right? Because when it comes to the white color, the background color is also white, so you won't be able to see that letters. But it is there. If I highlight it, you can see the highlight, right? But when you're not highlighting it, it is there. අපි මේගොල්ලන්ව highlight කරොත් මේ විදිහට පෙන්නන්නේ. So likewise, we can highlight the very last line. So it is in white color, but without highlighting, you won't be able to see that. Okay, so people, regarding the font tag, there are three types of attributes, which is the face, size, and the color, right? Now you know what can be done by those three attributes, right? Okay, people, is it clear so far? Let me have the confirmation. All right, great. So people, I'm going to give you a homework. Your homework is going to be, you have to, I'll put that homework to your WhatsApp group as well. It's a small homework. What you have to do is you have to create a web page which indicates yourself, right? That means your name and your age and your address in three separate lines. And you should have three separate colors for those three lines. You can use any colors at your will, right? Did you got that? You are going to make a web page by yourself, about yourself, and you are going to put your name, your age, and your address for three lines and in three different colors, right? And as well as three different font sizes as well. Sizes තුනක් වෙන්නත් ඕනේ, and it should be three different font types, right? So let me do it on a Word document. So you are going to say, so name, and say your name and age, and you can say your age and address. You can have your address. Likewise, and you should have three different font types. So I'm going to randomly select three different font types which you are දුවලට පුතාලට මේකම තෝරගන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ, right? You can have any different font type you need, and three different sizes, and again you can use any size you want, right? So like this, right? And three different colors. Let's say this is going to be red, this is going to be blue, and this is going to be green. Right, so this is going to be your practical, right? So just do it and send it to me. You can send it to me through the WhatsApp, so I will go through. I only need the output, so you can generate the output on your browser and just take a picture and send to the group, right? Group එකට එවන්න පුතේ. If you are in the IME group, just send it to the IME group. If you are in the Star Labs group, just send it to the Star Labs group, right? Okay, people, so I'm going to wind up the session by this point. I'm going to send you a screenshot of this particular thing, so you will be able to see what should be done, right? And by next week we are going to continue with the other tags inside your textbook. So we are going to discuss and wind it up as soon as possible, right? Okay, people, so thank you very much. I hope you have got solid idea about HTML. So it's time for you to activate and to do the practicals, right? And yeah, Sairi, about the head, you better give any name you need to do, right? My web page or my first web page, that doesn't matter, right? And people, it's better you send the photos regarding the output as well as your code as well, right? HTML code එකේ photo එකක් එවන්න, and send me the picture of your output as well, right? Okay, people, thank you very much. Thank you for bearing with my Lucy voice. Hopefully I'm going to get well by next week. So thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. We'll meet you at the same time, right? Bye bye, people.